ShieldBreakers, Weekend Warrior Nate here, the Overlord with...
That's right, Matt. Fuck.
And reset.
Try again.
ShieldBreakers, Weekend Warrior Nate here, the Overlord, here with...
Lord Byron, Galactic Savior of the Imperium.
Much shorter than usual. Here to bring you a 40k battle report. We're getting a little crazy here, as you'll start seeing is the trend with our battle reports for 40k. Matt and I have both had experience in the competitive tournament scene, and we kind of want to get away from that and bring back the casual scene. So today's battle is a 2,500 point battle using Maelstrom of War scenario. I will be featuring an Unbound list from Chaos Deamons that it composes of Be'lakor, 3 Demon Princes, and 5 Keepers of Secrets. And a squad of Demonettes because I had points left over.
Oh, well.
But, you know.
And then myself, I'll be using an Imperial Fist army, and I'm actually going to be bringing in an Imperial Knight ally and using a Stronghold Assault for the Imperial Defense Network with a Bastion and an Aegis line. So, oddly enough, I'm battle forged with that setup. It does meet ally, fortification, and normal troop requirements.
Which is great, because one of the features of this battle I wanted to highlight is how a combined arms can fare against a Unbound list. I'm curious to see whether my spamming of monstrous creatures is going to be too much for a typical build. He does have a super heavy, which is going to help in his favor for that, of course. D-weapon in close combat will make short work of a lot of my demons. Hopefully, for him. But then again, Matt does tend to run a gunline list, so he's not going to be rushing out to get objectives as much either.
True story.
So what are your thoughts?
I'm pretty much along the same lines. You know, I think the Super Heavy is really going to help balance this out, and I think highlights, you know, now with Unbound and Battle Forged, a lot of the potential that you can get out of the game to have these weird matchups that are fun, but not completely broken, hopefully. We'll see how this goes. I think you said you had 27 warp dice
I do.
On the first go. So that'll be fine.
They are all level 3 psychers.
Yeah, all level 3 psychers. I have no psychers.
Right. Of course, Be'lakor, who is a lore master for telepathy, has all the telepathy discipline to himself. Everyone else is malefic demonology. Mostly for Cursed Earth. I got 3 people to pull Cursed Earth. The rest will probably be trying to summon more demonettes to just try to kind of flood the line.
And then, I mean, my response to that, I've got the Knight Errant with the thermal cannon. So he's shooting that large blast melted weapon, strength 9. That'll hopefully help thin the herd.
Should.
And then with my Aegis defense line in Imperial Network, we do have the Aegis quad gun for any of the flying demon princes. I got an Icarus las cannon for flying demon princes, and then my Bastion itself has a void shield, not that you have much shooting, and as an ammo cache, so the guys inside get to reroll 1s, which is going to be awesome with las cannons.
Right. So Matt, how would you go over this Maelstrom of War scenario we're doing?
Right, we're playing Deadlock. It's one of the few that we haven't played, so we wanted to give it a shot, and we did successfully roll it. And basically what this is, it's that opportunity that the army gets after a stalemate for however long. You could say they've been fighting 40k, years or weeks, depending. And you start turn 1 with 6 tactical objectives, and what you do from there is each turn you lose a tactical objective. So it'll start with 6, then you'll go down to 5, then you go down to 4, then you go down to 3. And as you get them, you do get to draw up new tactical objectives as normal, but you can never go above that limit. So as the game goes on, you have less chance to score.
Interesting. Very different from all the other ones where we're usually gaining more objectives as the game goes on.
Yeah, and at the end, all of a sudden, we're trying to claim 5 or 6 different objectives and try to win. So this one will be a lot more tactical, I think.
Is it a random discard at the end of the turn when we drop down?
Yeah, it's a random discard.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
We'll double check that rule.
Right.
But either way, it's just one of those. It's exciting because, unlike, you know, everyone else complains, so at the end of the game you was able to claim 3 objectives. You know, this one gets rid of that. You're only going to have 1 objective, and as far as you know, it could be claim objective on the opposite side of your opponent's board, and you're just going to look at it and cry.
Or my personal favorite, go kill a bunch of people with shooting attacks. Because I have so many of them.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I love the Maelstrom scenarios because of that. You don't know what strategies are coming your way, and you have to be a flexible commander to use them. I realize for the tournament circuit, it's not the best decision because you want a more static baseline for everybody. But I think playing Maelstrom will make everyone a better commander overall.
Yeah, it really allows you to be more flexible. I mean, in one game, I was able to win the game by literally charging forward with a Predator tank and a tactical squad and claiming objectives and sweeping the rug out from Nate.
That he did.
And it kind of highlights the fact that, you know, in the 40k universe, you're not always trying to kill everything. Sometimes you just really need to hold a spot because a tech marine's about to land there.
Who knows?
So yeah, I'm excited. Should be good. My list, like you said, it's pretty Battleforged. I think I'm running a pretty average Space Marine list. 2 tac squads, and then heavies and fast attack. So
Well, it's awesome. So we'll be back in just a minute with our deployments. And we're back with deployments. Starting with my personal side, the Overlord's demonic host. As you see, I've pretty much taken the corner deployment and just spread the line. Took advantage of our dense city fighting terrain to try to block some lines of sight, but as I've focused more on movement, he's going to get a couple shots at me. Over here we've got Be'lakor and one of the demon princes with a host of demonettes behind him. We've got all 5 keepers of secrets manning the center field, ready to take the front. And then buried in the back building there, I've got 2 more demon princes waiting to take the disguise and strike out there. Should give me a pretty good alpha strike as I have little range. My goal is to rush his lines. We got to deploy our objectives, so all the objectives are deployed pretty much on his half of the board, allowing me to bring the fight to him and not have to keep any resources in reserve. But as he is Battleforged, his troop choices will override anything I have, so his tac squads are going to become a priority for me to eliminate to keep him from denying me objectives. Lord Byron, what do you got?
What you can see with me, I got my Imperial Knight over here. My goal right here is I tried to create some choke points. I deployed second, so I knew where his demons are. So I want the Knight to handle this area. And I have my Aegis with a Devastator squad and a Tactical squad. They're going to be holding this line. The Tac squad can take some, and I can spread out the Devs to take that objective in case anything happens. My Scouts did infiltrate and then scout move up there so they can get a view and hopefully get some pot shots in before they die a horrible grisly death. The Bastion itself with the quad gun will be, or the las cannon will be shooting with the machine spirit, so it won't be as effective, but it's nice. But I do have my las cannons and missile launchers in there. Over here, Predator, Rhino with another tac squad in it, which has a grav gun in it because I wasn't quite sure what list Nate was playing. I was trying to be a little balanced in case he put out power armor or anything like that with a Chaos Space Marine list, but that didn't happen. But as it stands, basically these guys are going to try and hold the center section, put fire out. As you can see, I got my quad gun here for those demon princes. And these are going to come around the side to try to get to that objective.
Now, it's important to note, we correct us if we're wrong in the comments below, but we haven't found anything about fortifications being deployed ahead of time anymore. So Matt's fortifications were deployed along with the rest of his army.
Correct.
Which offers a huge tactical advantage for things like the quad gun and the Bastion.
And referencing that, it does just say in the fortification they're deployed as standard models for your army now. It doesn't have a separate phase for fortifications as far as I can tell.
Well, there we go.
In reserve, I do have my Warlord, which is a captain with a Power Fist, the Shield Eternal, and the Armor Indomitus, so he's a guy who doesn't want to die. And then I've got a Land Speeder and a Storm Talon.
Fantastic. With that, we will start dropping dice and return to you. And we're back at the end of turn 1. It's been a pretty violent and bloody one. Started off, I had the initiative and took the first turn. Most of my turn involved rushing the center line, scoring the center objective, which was one of my tactical objectives for the turn. Bringing Be'lakor over here, which Matt then brought the drop pod in and it was a response. I had taken a Demon Prince, had him flown into here. He then summoned a unit of Demonettes over there and occupied that hole in the middle next to the objective until Matt made an astounding snap shooting result of about 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I got 14 and about 8 of them hit. So pretty much that tactical squad shot the quad gun at him, which brought him down to 1 wound left. And then the rest of the squad locked and loaded and hit 8 times, but only wounded once. And he failed that one save. So that tactical squad just pivoted and killed the Demon Prince.
Pretty much. My psychic phase was actually more bad than good, as most of my army wound up taking wounds because of attempting because of perils. It was pretty crazy how many times I perilled in one turn. 4 times?
You perilled 4 times, and each time you took a wound because 4 times you rolled a 1 on the perils of the warp chart.
Thankfully making my leadership test. Over here, the knight has moved to engage the Horde. He is only engaged with the Red Claw Keeper of Secrets. The actual
cannon missed.
Thermal cannon miss. The actual combat did pretty much nothing, as he missed his 1 attack. Well, he hit, but D-Weapon chart said no damage. I hit. He made his Void Shield save, or Ion Shield save, and then he decided to do 2 wounds to me using stomps. So now I get to commit pretty much that entire Horde over there to try to drop him or ignore him. I haven't decided yet.
Then over here, Bellacor's down to 1 wound. Even though he had invisibility, that Stern Guard squad brought the pain with 5 melta-guns, and then rapid fired with the poison ammo, which wounds on a 2-up, and he failed his save, so he's down to 1 wound left. The Deathwind launcher took out some Demonettes, didn't really do much. The Tac squad didn't really do much. Predator was a failure.
He killed 3 Demonettes.
He killed 3 Demonettes with 10 shots, or 8 shots. Over here, though, the Bastion and his Devastator squad took out his Warlord. So I did get Slay the Warlord and First Blood in the first turn.
So, end of my turn 1, I scored 3 victory points, feeling pretty confident about myself. Lord Byron then decided to slap me across the head and said, "Stop being so smug," and scored 6 victory points in his first turn.
Yeah, I got Assassinate, so I needed to kill an enemy character, and then I needed to secure some objectives. I secured 3 objectives, and then I got Slay the Warlord and First Blood. So that brought me up to 6.
So, I've got an uphill battle to contend with at the moment. We will see you at turn 2. Alright, and the slugfest continues. Here at the end of turn 2, we have the demons have continued to push the front. The Imperial Knight managed to walk through a pair of Keeper of Secrets by himself in pretty short order, actually.
Yeah, the stomp. Strangely enough, his thermal cannon and his strength D weapon have done literally nothing this entire game. His stomps are what killed those 2 Demon Princes. Automatic
hits. He managed to kill one of the Keeper of Secrets because he managed to score the remove from play result.
The other one just got stepped on enough.
Yep. Matt did bring in his land speeder today.
Which did nothing.
Did nothing. But it's there. I have to deal with it now. Adonis managed to charge the Devastator team, and in 2 rounds of combat has wiped through most of them. Made them flee twice and caught them both times. Demonettes took a couple losses from the Predator. They're still coming over the wall this turn. The other Demonette team that I summoned has been eliminated at this point. Took 3 Space Marines with them.
The Scouts are obviously still tactically feasible and amazing, as they do.
There they are. The assault on the Stern Guard has gone fairly well. I've managed to kill him, but after throwing Be'lakor, a Keeper of Secrets, and 15 Demonettes, I would hope so. It's actually taken me 2 rounds of assault, and his Lord is still there.
Yep, swinging his Power Fist, Armor Indomitus, and Shield Eternal, so he got his 2-up save, which saved him a little bit on the first turn of combat. Now he's got his 3-up save, which has saved him for sure.
You would have been dead because you rolled 2 2s. He did drop Be'lakor of a Power Fist to the face. Be'lakor only had 1 wound anyway, so he wasn't long for this world. And his tactical squad has moved up, scoring him an objective. Matt has again managed to score 6 victory points on his turn.
Yep, I had Supremacy, which is control at least 2 points and double your opponents. I had this point, that point, and this point. And he had just the center point, so that's triple. So I got D3 there and rolled 2 victory points. Had Blood and Guts, which is in assault phase, kill a character. If you kill 3, you get a D3. My Warlord killed Be'lakor, and then the Imperial Knight stomped those 2 Demon Princes. So that was 3, so I got 3 victory points on that one. And then I also secured objective 3 when the knight stomped off the demon princes. So that gave me 6 more this turn. Nate is still at 3, which is dirty.
12 to 3. Right now, my only hope is tabling, and I have so far done 0 damage to the knight. So today's lesson: I don't care how awesome you think your monstrous creatures are, don't send them against the knight.
Yeah, that ion shield and strength 13 armor is awesome.
It is forcing my keepers of secrets to reduce their 6 attacks down to 1, and it is just not turning into a good day for me.
The new smash rules not giving you half attacks is really hindering any ability to defeat that thing.
Yep. So with that, we will move on to turn 3, and see you soon. And we're back at the end of turn 3. As we can see, the Aegis defense line is rather empty, as both sides have lost a slew of models. I lost 2 demon princes this turn. Azazel got completely blown apart through combination of firepower, and Adonis, the gold one, got crushed by a Hammer of Wrath, which instant killed him. So that was
Toughness 5.
Strength 10 versus Toughness 5. That was a pleasant surprise for Lord Byron.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Over here, I managed to wipe out the tactical squad, but because
And the Devastator squad.
and the Devastator squad, and I got within range of contesting this objective, but because the Rhino is a dedicated transport for a troop, objective secured means Lord Byron gets that objective, which he was looking for a victory point. On this side of the fight, we have dropped the commander. He fought heartily. The Keeper of Secrets over here is down to 2 remaining tactical marines. So that's going to stall me a little bit longer. And we'll see what happens. I scored 4 victory points, all just from killing the captain. Lord Byron scored 3, which brings our total to 15. Lord Byron, 7. The Overlord.
Go Imperium. And then I think the only other things that really happened, Deathwind actually flexed its muscle on some demonettes, and the land speeder flew into difficult terrain to secure an objective and immobilized itself.
That it did. Congratulations. Yeah, putts.
But the Imperium is certainly carrying the day. Long live the Emperor.
Indeed. I would say tabling is my only hope at this point, but I have 0 prayer at killing an Imperial Knight.
And the Storm Talon.
And a Storm Talon, unless I steal the quad gun and the Icarus. But I still have to breach the Bastion to get anywhere. And right now, my only option for breaching the Bastion is that lone Keeper of Secrets over there, which will take them more turns than there are left in the game to kill it.
Probably. And there's a knight nearby.
Yep. On the turn 4. The Imperium continues to purge the sector of the demonic menace. Demon's retaliation for the turn was destroying a land speeder,
Unser Rhino.
killing Brother Rhino, and finishing off the tactical squad. Remarkable achievements for the demon player. The Storm Talon finally decided to grace us with its presence, and through a combined effort of the Storm Talon and the Devastators, my final Keeper of Secrets has fallen, leaving me with 10 demonettes on the table in 2 different squads. Knight has stalked its way around the corner, killed a couple demonettes, and it was failed to charge due to the intervening terrain. Victory point scored on your turn, Lord Byron?
None, I do believe, actually. Because I did not take 5, I did not issue a challenge, and I did not secure objective 3.
Ah,
So, for the first turn of the game, I have not claimed 3 to 6 victory points.
fantastic for me. I did score
You
1.
got objective 6.
I scored 1 last turn.
Brings us
So-
to 15 to 8.
15 to 8. Yes. Fear my mighty demonettes. So as
Death Wyndham. Oh well.
as we go into turn 5, we will see if I'm still on the table at the end of it.
Yep.
And here we are at the end of turn 5. Not much pan and zoom required. All the action is right here. After pouring his entire army into it, this lone demonette is all that remains of my forces.
Well, you did charge one demonette squad into the Titan for giggles to try and hold it down.
I tried. The Titan managed to wipe out the entire squad in one volley. I was hoping to keep at least 1 or 2 alive to tie the Titan up. But on the bright side, the Titan actually did 0 damage to me. So I guess it worked in the long run. The Demonette got lucky and stood in the exact perfect blind spot of the Bastion's defenses, keeping pretty much the entire Bastion squad from shooting at her. She just
Deathwind couldn't shoot, and the scouts couldn't shoot.
She just had the perfect hidey hole. We did roll to go on to turn 6. No victory points were scored on turn 5, so it is still 15-8. We will most definitely be off the table at the end of turn 6, but we'll see how it rolls.
I will kill you. Chaos cheats.
So because we live for the little things in life here, and a wonderful
cheats.
wonderful little spike here, the Demonette ran over here, and Warp Storm allowed me to summon a whole nother squad, which there are only 2 left of it out of the 9-man team that I summoned, but they summoned long enough to score me this objective.
Thank you so much.
So now where I had 1 model, I now have 3 models on the table, scurrying around like rats. Lord Byron is furious at me at the moment.
Bullshit.
We did roll to go to turn 7, so it will be the final turn, regardless of what happens here. We'll see if I summon another team of Demonettes. And welcome back, Breakers. End of turn 7. Yep. Demonettes managed to hold on for 2 extra turns. 3, because I figured I'd be gone by turn 5. Pretty hilarious, personally. Didn't accomplish anything, but hilarious. Final score is 17, Lord Byron, to my 10. A good game, well fought.
It was good.
What are your thoughts?
One, I hate demonettes. That was hilarious. 2, really, I think this shows kind of what we were thinking before, that even if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 demon princes and keepers,
9 total.
9 total demon princes and keepers. If you do combined arms with the options that are available to you in a casual game, you can take them down.
Some highlights of this game was objective secured. There are a couple of times where I attempted to contest or wrestle an objective away from him, and he managed to keep just 1 troop, 1 model in a lot of cases.
1 tactical squad guy.
In range, which kept me from taking the objective from him, which is a huge boon as far as he was concerned. Do not try to melee an Imperial Knight. I don't care how cool you think your monstrous creatures are. Strength D hurts, and more importantly, stomps hurt.
Yes, actually, I mean, Strength D hardly didn't kill a single demon prince.
No.
My stomps did. I removed 1 from play.
Yep.
I stomped another one to death, and then a Hammer of Wrath on a demon prince, Strength 10 versus Toughness 5, actually insta-killed 1.
Yep. He removed 2 models from play with direct attacks.
Yeah.
The Knight definitely was the MVP.
He was all over.
He was all over the place. He killed 2 Keepers of Secrets and a Demon Prince. Now, I'm not even being on the receiving end of all that punishment. It wasn't a matter about being overpowered or over strong. I do feel that smashing was overly nerfed to bring me down to a single attack, because even my Keeper of Secrets were required to smash to do any damage to the Knight. The biggest thing is just army selection. I didn't bring guns, and I didn't shoot it down, which is what I should have done with it. As a melee player, it's something I'm forever going to have to struggle with.
Yeah, and really that's the Knight carried the day. The Bastion, of course, with the upgrades I had in it, like ammo cache, rerolling 1s with my heavy weapons was really great. Was able to get a couple demon kills just from that, being able to reroll 1s.
Yeah.
One thing I have learned in a sort of funny moment is an Aegis defense line is exactly the right length, where if you don't roll a move through cover of like a 5, your knight can't make it over the line. You can wobbly model it. We just left it there, but I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, he spent a couple turns trying to cross the wall and couldn't get his foot over it.
Yep, pretty much. You had the derpy knight. Flyers was always great. The dedicated Rhino transport was good.
Yes,
for that objective. I love the Maelstrom missions. I mean, we went through almost the full deck. These are the few cards that were left after we finished that. So there was a lot of maneuvering, especially for your melee units. Securing objectives in the backfield was good. Your Deamons were able to just bounce between objectives whenever they needed to.
Slaanesh's speed really paid off. I was able to, oh, that objective's halfway across the battlefield? Got it.
Yeah.
I was able to scream across the battlefield in a lot of cases and get where I needed to get. Towards the end, I mean, I got quite a few bad objectives given to me. Go grab objectives that were way deep in enemy territory that I couldn't touch for like 3 turns.
Shoot something.
Go kill things in the shooting phase, which I have no shooting attacks. So on and so forth. So I was always putting myself in. I often found myself with objectives that I just simply could not accomplish. I probably discarded almost more than I scored throughout the course of this battle.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it worked out. Able to bring the Rhino in, the drop pod, the flyer, and my tack squads were able to spread out enough and actually get me objectives. Had a very good balance on that, I think.
Yes, you did.
Really can't overstate though. I mean, that objective secured really brought the battle.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that, I'd have probably only gotten maybe 11 or 12 victory points. It would have been pretty close.
It would have been a much closer game.
So cannot overstate the value of objective secured.
Especially since objective secured netted you 3 victory points in 1 turn.
Yep. 3 victory points just from having 3 objectives in 1 turn, and more than double him.
Yep.
Gave me a D3, and I rolled a 3. So that's really great. It's just awesome.
So,
I had a great time. Except for those last 3 turns when I was chasing a lone demonette and a squad of demonettes around the table. That actually kind of hindered me. The knight, a bastion, and a flyer were really the only things I had that could move around. And these 2 scouts who survived the whole game, it was hard to just get a beat on some of your guys. I almost tabled him here, but my bastion couldn't see through this wall. So all of a sudden I couldn't do anything.
So overall, it was a great game. A lot of back and forth. We thought that the initial outtake was kind of that the spam of monstrous creatures was going to take the day, but after the knight ate 2 of them, that quickly turned around. Then there was a thought that I was going to overrun him because I was summoning new models every turn, and he was just chewing through the demonettes so quickly that I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. You actually had, I mean, you had 2 demon princes in my backfield, 3 actually, because Green was back there.
Yep.
In my backfield, and he had about 20 demonettes. And my heavy weapons team was able to down 2 of those.
Yep.
And the knight actually only took out 1 of those in my backfield, and then the rest of my guns were just focused on taking out those demonettes.
I went from having his deployment zone completely locked up, and in the course of 1 turn, lost everything I had holding that side.
Yeah. But yet again, it wasn't as much a function of the knight. He only killed 1 demon prince and 4 demonettes.
He killed the entire squad.
Well, he punted 2 demonettes to death.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
After he ran over the keepers, the demon prince.
Well, the predator killed a Schwaz. The heavy weapons killed another demon prince. The land speeder died.
Yep. Land speeder did nothing.
Yeah. So really, what cleared it out though was the guns less than the knight, I think. But if the knight hadn't come in there,
it was a combined effort.
Princes. Yeah.
The knight one-shotting the demon prince definitely helped your favor there.
Oh yeah.
So, look for more battle reports in the future. Expect them to be kind of wacky like this. This was primarily the test at Unbound versus the Combined Arms. Combined Arms won. We do realize that there are many of you who might view this and comment about the fact that as a Unbound, I did not go for anywhere near the craziest options available to me. But even still, it was a good list. It was a strong list. Guns just overtake melee in this edition.
Yep. And I mean, my Aegis line and my Bastion. The Aegis line didn't really play a huge part. The quad gun took out one Prince. The Bastion was good just for re-rolling ones. The Knight was huge. Knights are definitely very powerful.
Very much so.
Very, very powerful. So they're definitely something to think about when you make lists now. If your opponent has a Knight or could have a Knight, you need to be prepared for that. So in the future, though, I think we'll probably try some. I mean, I've got a few armies. You've got a few armies. We've got some friends. So they don't expect to see just Space Marines and Chaos. We'll have probably some Tau, some Adeptus Sororitas, Grey Knights, Tyranids.
Yep.
Pretty good length of options. Salamanders.
Yep.
We do have one friend who does Black Templars as well, so should be fun. A lot of Imperial, because Imperials rock.
Definitely Imperial. So thanks for watching. Like, link, and comment. Weekend Warriors, ShieldBreaker Games,
Lord Byron out.
Wargamers Consortium. Overlord out.